again, watching more Chris Borges. All right, so as you guys can see, we have a box from ZZP. It's a pretty big box because, like I said, we have a lot of suspension stuff in there. Ugh. Ooh, okay. So this is pretty cool. We have a strut tower brace. I don't want to take out the plastic just yet, but I got this strut tower brace because I feel like the car is really loose, like around corners, and I wanted to make it a little bit stiffer. So I got it in red, and it's pretty cool. I got this from ZZP. It only cost about, I think it was like $99. So pretty cool, red accent for the engine bay. Hopefully it looks pretty cool in the car. Ooh. And these are our adjustable sway bar end links. Got two. I also wanted to upgrade the suspension for the car because after it's fully built, it should be around 450 to 500 wheel horsepower. I wasn't sure if the stock end links and the stock sway bars would be able to handle all that. So I upgraded. These are SS1LE sway bars. So this is the front sway bar, and over here is the rear sway bar in the box. Pretty huge. It's way thicker than the sway bar, the stock sway bar on my car. So these are actually SS1LE and ZL1 sway bars. So the same sway bars on the SS1LE are the exact same sway bars you'll find on a ZL1, and I'm now gonna have these sway bars on my car. So I pretty much am making my own RS1LE in-house. Each sway bar was only like $70 or like $80, so it's pretty cheap. Really good upgrade for your car if you want to stiffen it up. Yeah, that was all I bought from ZZP, and hopefully we can install these later on tonight with Lucas. Woo! All right, what's up guys? So we are back at Wawa. I'm just gonna put it out there. I have been thinking about selling this car. I got in contact with ZZP about building the motor in this car, and ZZP quoted me $3,700 to install all the parts that I have, build the motor, yada yada yada. And I say all that to say, I've been thinking about trading this car for an SS. I am at that point in my life where I can actually afford a rear-wheel drive manual V8 sports car. I've been trying to figure out if I want to continue to build this car or scrap it and trade in for an SS. The main reason why I want an SS is because of horsepower goals. So with this car, the 2.0, the highest horsepower I can get this car to is about like 500 to 600. I've always wanted like to experience like a 700, 800, not really 900 or 1,000. Like I don't really care to go over 1,000 or get to 1,000. I just know that eventually I'm gonna get used to 500 or 450 and I'm going to want more. And I won't be able to do that with this car. Once I reach that peak, I'm not going to be able to go any higher. Another reason is just having a V8 and like that V8 sound. I've never liked the way this car sounded. I've always kind of made excuses for this car about why it sounds the way it sounds. You know, like when I think of a 4-cylinder that sounds good, I instantly think about a Subaru. And when I think of a 4-cylinder that sounds bad, I think about an EcoBoost and the LTG. You know, like I just kind of like, I want to drive around in my Camaro and make V8 noises. Like that's kind of just what it is. And another thing, especially because we are at Wawa right now, is gas. I'm already spending V8 prices for gas because I go through gas so quickly. It doesn't even matter if I have a 4-cylinder or not, because after a tune, this car is basically a V8 and I'm already putting 93 in the car. I know this car is good for like content. There's a lot of 2.0 owners that I've inspired to build their LTGs, and I wish I could tell you that I want to continue to build this car, but I honestly don't. Like I said earlier, I find myself making way too many excuses for a car that I talk about like loving a lot. I always, you know, like people always ask me, hey man, what motor is inside your car? Oh, it's the 4-cylinder. There's a 4-cylinder in that thing?
Like, people tell me that literally at least 3 times a day. Like, I'm not even joking you. Like, it's kind of like, after a while, I don't really like, it's not that I care, but it's annoying, you know. Like, it's just, you know, especially when I can afford an SS. I go through this a lot. Do I want to sell? Don't I want to sell? Why should I? Why shouldn't I? And like, it always comes down to content, and it always comes down to this YouTube. If I could sell all the parts that I have and trade this car in for a really good price and buy that SS, I would, in a heartbeat. So all the parts that I have totaled up would be about $5,200. Yeah, I mean, if somebody seriously wanted to buy all of my aftermarket parts and build their own LTG, that would actually free me up to trade this car in and pursue something that I actually want to do. Let me know if you want to buy any of my parts, because if you want to buy my parts as a kit, I can, you know, I can work with you, give you a really good deal on it. As of right now, I really do want to trade this car in. I really do want to sell this car. And it sucks because I really do love this car. I've been through a lot with this car. I've been through some really big life changes in this car, and it does mean a lot to me, and I wish I could keep it. The car doesn't really make me happy. It's just the experience that I get through the car. You know what I mean? This thing could easily be replaced. Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Hopefully you guys aren't too upset if I do end up selling this car. But yeah, peace out, guys. Don't forget to save those manuals. Don't forget to love yourself.